Court does call the case of the People versus Eric Smith.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie, Mr. Smith, Your Honor. I called him at 12:05 when this afternoon I received a notification from his work that he was to be in person today, that his case was authorized. I did call and speak to him, and he did inform me that he did have transportation to get here by 12:30. I told him to do everything in his power to try to do so. I can tell the court that I do know for a fact he's not driving right now. He also has a leg injury. His mother is his transportation. I met with him in person here in the office last Wednesday. His mother drove him to that meeting. They both came here together. He has a cast on his leg. That's last Wednesday. I would ask the court to adjourn this matter so that he can come in person and have his ride scheduled possibly next week or the week after. I do believe he would be able to get here in person if he had time to arrange a ride. I do strongly believe that throughout my representation of him.
Your Honor, I did want to place on the record, this morning I was checking the warrant for these and I saw he did have a warrant. I authorized charges of misdemeanor domestic violence and malicious destruction of personal property, I believe 200 to 1,000. He was at the victim's house. He's not supposed to be the victim in the case we are currently on. And he was at her house, broke her TV, pushed her in the face. So kind of similar instances.
Was that after his arraignment on this case?
This was this morning at 1 a.m. He was there.
Oh,
Yes. So he did get picked up. He was at her house threatening to assault her and broke her TV, pushed her in the face.
so he could get a ride there.
Your Honor, the first I've heard of any of these allegations that.
Yeah, I know. You know, you can say that word as loud and as long as you want,
The
but
first I heard of this was during the 9 a.m. block, and Senda did tell me about that the case was in the warrant queue. To my understanding, based on those allegations at the time, he was not arrested on scene or anything of that nature. To my understanding, I firmly believe he would have been here in person if he knew far in advance that he had to be. He just doesn't have transportation today.
And Your Honor, in the report, it says that other deputies were able to find his vehicle outside of his residence. They attempted to make contact, but no answer. So they did get a chance to talk with him. He was not at the scene. I also wanted to put on the record there was an offer given in this case at this time. People will be presenting that offer.
anything else?
I would ask for a very brief adjournment, Your Honor, so that you can get here in person.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant failure to appear. Given what I've heard, there'll be no bond. That warrant will issue immediately. So if he doesn't get here, then we'll get him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the next case requires